YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage back with the next Heir's Faction Focus. And today on Heir's Faction Focus, by no alphabetic surprise, is Athens. And we'll talk a little bit about them. Athens is a Hellenic faction that came in the Greek States Culture Pack. And I'll just run through their main strengths and weaknesses. Their main strengths are in their variety of spear infantry, all the way up to and including this elite mercenary veteran hoplite, which is a very powerful hoplite unit. Also quite expensive, but they're good. And they have everything all the way down the line, including several different types of hoplites, including light ones that come with pretty good armor and shield strength, but also a fairly quick unit and not bad in the flanks or holding off lighter cavalry units. They also have a wide variety of skirmishers available to them, all the way from crappy javelin men, archers, and slingers, up to Peltast, light Peltast, Thracian Peltast, mercenary Cretan archers, and Rhodian slingers. They have access to shock cavalry that's pretty powerful. It's not fantastic, but it's pretty good. And they also have access to just kind of some cheap melee cavalry and citizen cav. And then they've got some horse skirmishers and Tarentine cav. Overall, not a huge faction roster. They do have a few advantages, in my opinion. One of those is that they can bring a cheaper unit like these hoplites or thorax hoplites that can actually serve as the general in these armies, which actually makes it cheaper and allows you to put an encourage on one of your cheaper units that wouldn't normally have it. So when you pick it as your general, it gets the encourage ability. So definitely something to take advantage of. They don't have any special general skills. I find them best useful for using your infantry as a holding force, while your cavalry and your skirmishers do the killing. I had one such example army here, and I have a replay I can show you. These replays, by the way, are just me playing against the AI real quick, so don't expect it to be some great thing. It's just me demonstrating kind of how they could be used against what could potentially be an army that you would find in the hands of another player. Doesn't mean you will. I'm just throwing this stuff out here. Well, except for that last one. There's no way that some player's going to bring a Primarian Roman army to an ambush, but that was just for fun. So in any case, again, you can see all my infantry is just set up as a holding force. Pikemen. They can hold pretty much any unit from the front for quite a long time, and then hoplites are similar. They can hold units for a long time as long as it's from the front. Hoplites serve the dual purpose of being fairly missile resistant and being more maneuverable than pikes, so they can be used more effectively on a flank, in my opinion, whereas pikes usually serve best in a center formation. These light Peltasts are one of the units that I'd like to highlight for them, and it's basically a javelin unit that comes with extra ammunition. In fact, about 33% more ammunition, which means 33% more fun, which means 33% more carnage. In this case, I brought these Cretan archers, put them out on my left flank, and the reason I did that is because the enemy shield should be on the opposite side. They are. See, they're being carried here in the left hand, which means that they're actually quite vulnerable to missile fire from that flank. Don't expect the Cretan archers to go head-to-head with long-range elite slingers, but I know that they are quite a tough unit and can potentially deal some pretty serious damage to enemy units regardless of whether they're in heavy shot. Of course, you can put them in heavy shot and make that better. Here I'm going to demonstrate, I guess, kind of a Rome 2 version of a phalanx charge. It's not exactly very easy to do because the game works slightly different, but I'm actually going to get aggressive with my phalanx units, because sometimes if you sit back with phalanx units, you'll get torn up by enemy skirmishers, which you can see the enemy velites is already firing. And of course, with this flank open, this isn't all that unusual to see someone trying to put their elephants through an open flank, but light Peltasts can make short work of elephants, especially weaker ones like these, and then I use my hoplites to intercept that elephant charge. Charging into them. Best to brace, so I definitely take a lot of losses, but with the support of the light Peltasts, I was able to run them amok. Had that been an armored elephant unit, they probably would have gotten through my hoplite unit, but with that many, that's one of the benefits of light Peltasts. They have enough ammo to kill elephants and then still affect the outcome of the battle. So now look, I'm now targeting the general Roman infantry with my javelins, but look, they can't get through the stun of my pikes easily. And I've started pushing them on the flank as well, engaging Roman units on the flank. The Roman cav committed, and I was able to support with hoplites. I take them out of formation attack a lot of times for flank maneuvers like this, because you'll see them kind of fill in and help assault the enemy better. And then now I can use hoplites for their secondary purpose over here, which is to support a cav engagement. So see my Hippeus Lancers facing off against these Equites Extraordinarii, and now they're going to get engaged from behind by a unit that's good versus cav. And look at my light Peltasts, still going strong. Plenty of ammo. Look, this unit breaks through the flank of one of my pikemen, and now my light Peltasts can do what they do best against heavy infantry, which is toss javelins and run. and they can continue to support my flank even though it's starting to collapse, because if the Roman units ignore me and try and go for the rear of my formation, they get completely killed. And if they come at me, they waste their time. So one way or the other, it gives me a nice advantage. And you can see that the Hoplites here now have this Roman unit surrounded, and although normally this Roman unit would win head-on, it can't beat down these Hoplites super quick, and outflanked, it's going to actually start to suffer. All the while, my Cretan archers firing into the vulnerable flank of those legionnaires, and now they're going to start routing. The Romans do start to break through me, but this is one of, again, the usefulness of pikes. They break through, but I can quickly reform, form a new flank, and again make it hard for the Romans to quickly push through me while they're getting hammered with javelins. Now my javelins are going into their shield flank, which makes them slightly less useful, but still going to be quite deadly. You can see my attack orders there, javelins flying in and the Roman infantry being cut down. So the Roman infantry that I brought to go against me here is quite capable, a mix of legionnaires and evocati cohort. As you can see, a unit or a faction like Athens is going to find their advantage against, particularly against Rome and cavalry and skirmishers. It won't be that way against every faction, but again, the general benefits of Athens is they have a lot of spears, so they're not bad at being a holding force, and also at slowing down cav and allowing their skirmishers to do what they do best. So that's where Athens is best going to serve you. You're not going to find the cavalry advantage against factions like Seleucids or Bactria or others, but against certain factions, they can actually have the cavalry advantage. So overall, I find Athens to be a fun faction to play. They're fun if you like excellent skirmishers, and you just kind of like to see the hoplites and pikes in action. And again, it's interesting when you take a look at my army there that the kills are kind of spread out amongst most of my units, other than this one cavalry that had been running down a lot of missile units. The kills kind of get spread out amongst all my units. And so your army kind of has to cooperate in order to get things done. I find Athens to be an interesting faction indeed. But in any case, hope you enjoyed this quick rundown on Athens. Add your own 2 cents in the comments. Tell me what you think. And of course, I'll be back soon with the next faction to do Heir's faction focus. So hope you're enjoying these, and I'll see you later.